I am Dr. Anuradha Panda from consultant obstetrician and gynecologist at Apollo Health City, Hyderabad, and I will be speaking on logistics and gynec robotics. Robotic surgery is an advancement in minimally invasive surgery, and as you all know, it has got a lot of advantages over conventional laparoscopy, and it also has a very short learning curve. But it has not got that wider acceptance in as we had accepted, we had thought it to be. So robotic program was started at our institute in August 2012, and over 2 years we were thinking that why it hadn't gained a wider acceptance. So my objective was to comparing our experience on laparoscopic versus robotic surgery in benign gynec conditions and to analyze the reasons for the delay in acceptance of gynec robotics. 25 cases of benign gynec procedures were compared to 25 cases done by conventional laparoscopy over a period of 2 years. It was a retrospective study where we compared it with the laparoscopic cases. Of these cases, we had 15 hysterectomies in laparoscopic arm and 14 robotic hysterectomies, 8 myomectomies done laparoscopically and 8 done robotically, and endometriosis. These included adhesions along with fibroids and adenomyosis. The case is more or less the same, and most of these patients presented with abnormal uterine bleeding followed by pain and mass abdomen. When we observed the weight in both the cases, we found we had more patients who were with higher BMI. I didn't calculate the BMI because we didn't have the height for the laparoscopic patients there, but they were all heavier patients in the robotic arm, and the maximum weight was around 125 kgs. The duration of surgery, by this, it's from the induction to completion of the procedure, the skin suturing. The induction to extubation time was more in the beginning, and in lap arm we see it takes 2 to 3 hours, but robotic arm 3 to 5 hours in the beginning. And the robotic surgeries in myomectomy also took 4 to 5 hours, and to 2 to 2.5 hours in cystectomies. But in the laparoscopic arm, we found the time taken was at least half. But the console time, slowly with our experiences, we were finding that the console time was becoming at par with laparoscopic surgery, at least in the later cases. The intraoperative blood loss, there was not much of a difference. The blood loss was minimal in most of the cases, and the patients didn't require any transfusion after the robotic hysterectomies or myomectomies. The blood loss was a little more when we compared it with the lap surgeries. And the pain score, this was much less when we took it on the visual analog scale 0 to 10. In lap surgery it was 4 to 5. The robotic surgery it was 2, mainly 2 to 3. In myomectomy also it was similar. And the main pain in the laparoscopic surgeries we were finding in the umbilical port. The hospital stay, they were all admitted 1 day before surgery actually. We found that in the robotic arm, they were up and about after 36 hours, 24 to 36 hours. Actually, they were fit to go by 36 hours, but many of them didn't want to. They stayed 1 more day, and some of them had comorbidities. The cost, when we came to that, this is the average cost which had taken. In hysterectomies by lap, it was around 1.25 lakhs. In robotic surgery, 2.25 lakhs. And slowly with time, the cost is increasing because earlier cases, an average, earlier cases used to complete. Now it is around 2.5 to 3 lakhs because each instrument and the time in the OR is charged now. In myomectomy also it is similar. In cyst and adhesive lysis, when we see it is very less when we do it as a lap and then compare it to as a robotic case. The professional fee when we took per hour, it was at least half in robotic surgery what the robotic team got paid. And so we thought that even in cases which are simple, the lab stands a better chance, we do it faster, and so we started concentrating only on the complex cases later. The conversion 2 conversions in robotics. One was a case of hysterectomy with 3 previous cesareans, and there was a bladder injury and couldn't be sutured robotically. Actually, it was going on cutting through. So we had to do a mini lap and suture it. And the second one was a myoma, which had more component of adenomyosis, and the separation was difficult, and she started bleeding. So we had to convert. But there was no complication in all these cases. Advantages, I would say the pain score was much less in robotic. Patients with previous laparotomy had easier dissection, and it was better actually to be doing complex cases with the robo. The layered closure myomectomy was superior because it was suture intensive. We found it very easy to suture while doing a myoma. The robotic surgery is easy in obese patients. We don't have that struggle what the assistant has holding the camera and all the instruments. And the time taken, slowly we are seeing the console time when we compare in obese cases, it was much more or less similar to the laparoscopic arm. And the conversion to laparotomy was much reduced in complex cases. In laparoscopy, we find the laparoscopy took half the time. The cost was half when we compared it to the robotic procedure. The professional fee for the operating team was also 40 to 50% more, and the duration of hospital stay, blood loss was more or less the same. So to conclude, I would say the robotic surgery has definite advantages over laparoscopy. Even the literature review says that the number of cases would increase if it were more cost effective for the patients as well as for the operating teams. As far as using the consumables and the robotic instruments, and slowly we should do with less number of robotic instruments. Instead of using the 4 arms, we can use the 3 arms, and then slowly I think we can use one needle holder and a myomectomy and use the ProGrasp or even the bipolar to help us out with the other arm. And the insurance approval, if it is done in India, I think it would be better because the patients bears the brunt of the excess cost, and we have to really convince them to undergo robotic surgery. Thank you.